Hi guys, welcome to Man Talk TV. This is Franco from Suited of Manila. Today, our special guest is arguably the best wedding photographer in the country. He is he's got a very unique eye for capturing the most captivating photographs. The artist known as Pat D. Hi Pat.
Hello, Franco. How are you? Kamusta ang
Hey
suited
man.
up?
Well, we're doing okay. We're doing fine. Mukhang na-extend ng konti siguro yung ECQ, but we're very excited to go back to work and make those suits again. Thanks for suiting up. Salamat,
Of
salamat.
course, of
Really
course.
appreciate it.
Nakakamiss na nga mag-suit up eh. Lagi ako nakasando. Uh,
Ngayon, mas relax.
this summer, so nice to wear a jacket coat in the
Yes.
meantime for this talk. Mm.
A lot of our followers would like to ask, as of course, Pat D, the master photographer, not everybody really knows how it all started. If you could share with us how you started as a photographer and also how you were able to build yung personal brand.
Okay, so I started out actually sa music industry. So I got all
Okay.
my training, my discipline. I took up percussion as my major sa
Nice.
UP College of
Oh,
Music, no? So discipline, practice hours. So on and off was yung photography hobby ko. It
okay.
started late grade school and then high school on and off again. Then during college, of course, it took a
Yes.
backseat because of my music major career, no? And
Yes.
then after college, I went back to it, shot a few friends' wedding, and then in some way, parang I knew what it takes to build that discipline, no? In terms of
Yes.
practicing, doing it every day. It's like what Michael Jordan said: you have to be feisty, do it every day, every
Correct.
second. Just think basketball. So ako, what happened was after music, well, all I did was think about photography. That's how it started. And then
Obsessed,
I
huh?
started out shooting a friend's wedding, and then
Yes.
I got into the fashion industry. Actually, not only in fashion industry, that thing took off first before the wedding. Weddings
Okay.
was more of a sideline thing
Yes.
because I felt like in the fashion industry I could be more
Oo.
creative and be working with art directors, stylists,
Yes.
just puro mga creative people lang in that sector.
Oo.
And then
Yes.
one day I was just bored shooting a wedding. There was this parang fashionista bride. And then all of a
Okay.
sudden parang why not do my art direction fashion thing with this
Yes.
bride? And
Huh?
yun, nagustuhan niya. And then
Yes.
for the next bride and the next bride, all of them had the same comment after. Oy, Pat, you made me into I felt like a fashion model when you were shooting
Yes.
me. Of course, you were doing candids, the the formals, but what really stood out were the solo portraits of mine and the couple portraits. And then
Correct.
that's
Yes.
where I knew na, uy, parang this is a good niche to infuse with the
Yes.
wedding industry, with my wedding
Correct.
approach, just to
Yes.
make it more creative. And then
Yes.
yun.
Definitely add value. Oh, kasi I mean, in the traditional sense of wedding photography before, they were like very formal and stiff. But yung bringing out the emotion and the fashion poses that you've done definitely has changed the game, di ba?
Yes, yes. Oo. And then I don't force when I'm directing, I don't
Yes.
force certain poses with certain brides.
Organic lang.
Organic lang, may pinagbabagayan din niya. It's just like shooting a fashion campaign. If
Yes.
your talent, your main model, maybe an artista or a top model, pag hindi
Yes.
niya kaya certain aspects of posing with clothes and with any accessory to push a brand, you don't force that look. Kailangan may
Correct.
pagbabagayan. And we're
Yes.
shooting real brides eh. Hindi mo pwede puro weird off the
Oh,
off the grid standard poses, diba? Dapat
correct. Mga avant-garde
just
poses. Oh.
analyze.
Yes.
Oo, kailangan analyze your subject. If they can do avant-garde, why not? But if they
Yes.
can't, you have to tone it down also. So that's the
Correct.
secret of, shooting real brides.
Okay. Well, I'd like to delve more into that. In terms of like, there are a lot of aspiring photographers who would like to, be like you and idolize you, and they'd like to, learn. I mean, how important is establishing your own style and your own identity in the photography scene?
It's when you're starting out, you're probably copying a lot of techniques,
Yes.
styles, photographs from different photographers. My
Okay.
advice is you have to make it your own. Put small little touches that you think would be more unique or unique in your eye. That's very important. Unless you're happy already, people are saying, ah, he's good at copying stuff, then that's
Yes.
okay. But if you want your own niche, your own style, you have to make
Yes.
those photos that you're inspired from and make it your own. Very, very important. Yeah. Or else you won't get noticed by people, especially nowadays.
Yes.
Everyone's a blogger, a
Yes.
vlogger, an art
Correct.
director. Everyone.
Yes.
Even my kids would critique what I'm telling them to do. Imagine, even my
Correct.
kids marunong sa mga
Yes.
posing. So the more
Yes.
you have to do your research, the more you
Yes.
have to be tasteful when you're doing your photos. Because
Correct.
the public eye, everyone's so
Yes.
high level nowadays, they can really
Yes.
discern, analyze if you're doing it right or wrong, or baduy or
Yes.
fashion. Yan.
So, masabi mo na, I mean, yung expectations ng mga tao ngayon, ng mga clients ngayon is really leveled up, I mean, compared to before.
Oh yeah, for sure. Imagine like 8, 10 years ago, if you shoot a blurred photo, they would already complain. And then if you
Yes.
shoot na blurred yung background with those parang what we call bokeh, they would
Yes.
wonder, why isn't the background sharp? Nowadays, if you do
Yes.
blur, sabihin nila, uy Pat, I want it more blurred para mas may art. Imagine, no?
Okay.
Huge difference. And then
Yes.
now, parang, I don't look that tall in your photos. I look short and weird. Ganun yung mga comments. Before, parang,
Oh.
parang walang idea eh. Ngayon, ang
Yeah,
daming comments.
definitely. Parang I mean, they're definitely learning from experience, I guess, and from the weddings that they
Yes,
attend
yes.
also, and the results that are shown. Kasi everything's online na now. So, pag marasa sa
Right.
thousands and thousands of inspiration na nakita nila, alam na rin nila yung gusto
Right,
nila in a
and then
way.
before parang if you shoot dark feel photos, no, they'll ask you, why isn't the photo bright? Nowadays, mga brides, Pat, I don't like the bright and happy, dark and moody
Yes.
naman kasi that's my character. May
Okay.
ibang brides naman, I don't want it dark. I like it light and bright. So imagine,
So
di ba? Yung
how
mga
does that
comments nila.
So how does that affect yung personal style mo or yung personal in terms of yung branding mo and yung identity mo? Does it have an effect? I mean, if the client wants certain things?
The one thing that's good with the industry nowadays with our clients, no?
Yes.
Even if you make it, they would normally request, hey Pat, I want it dark and moody. So I already know how to approach the color toning
Okay.
processing, no, after.
Yes.
Or iba gusto light. Now, what stands out with our style is the poses. Very, very polished in mga poses. Sometimes kasi, yun nga, so we need to analyze what kinds of poses will work for our brides. I think with me and the team,
Yes.
Sina Caliber and si Chisai, we all know how to make the bride and groom look
Yes.
as effortless as possible in photos.
Correct. So like parang
And that's
there's
the
a
hardest
template,
part to master.
there's like an identity that you have, but then parang it's also free flowing in a way, depending on the situation,
Yes.
depending on the subject. Then in that kind of a sense.
Yes. If they move around or if we direct them, we always make sure it looks super suave. They don't look alanganin sa photos. From head to toe, eye, face, mouth expression. Kailangan
Yes.
spot on.
Correct. Your eye for identifying and creative shots, it's really a gift. It's the whole team, Chisai and Caliber. What thought process goes into like a photo shoot? Do you identify? Do you research in advance? How does it go?
Well, when we're at a new location, some people would think now, you're maybe, for example, you're gonna bring us abroad. Why would we bring you abroad as opposed to getting a local photographer if it's just the same price?
Correct.
No, we tell them, well, we would provide a different eye. If you're getting a local there, they might have the same areas that they're like so used to that
Yes.
they will just put you there. Kami,
Parang
it's more
cliche.
organic.
Yes.
Cliche, kami parang, let's shoot here kasi we're excited. There's more energy going on. Yeah,
Yes.
that's one big plus if you're arriving at a new location. Now, in let's say in Manila or around the
Yes.
Philippines, for example, we're shooting a back-to-back wedding in the same church. We make it a point, no, not to shoot in the same angle if it's a back-to-back wedding. We need to challenge
Okay.
ourselves also, push things
Yes.
forward. Yun.
Correct.
But always
Um.
something fresh, something new. We
Yes,
always,
definitely.
get the,
Kasi like
kailangan we,
there, yeah, there are a lot of photographers also kasi who parang get stuck in like a trap wherein parang it becomes like the same thing over and over again, different bride, same thing, you know.
right.
So
Mm-mm.
napapansin na rin ng customers yun eh, nakikita na rin nila yan. So parang I guess, it's really a must for you to be able to kind of level up every time you shoot.
Right, right. We prep them up. So when we start moving, and
Yes,
things get leveled up, then we start being more organic. We don't follow our cookie cutter like 1 to 5 list. No, of course, me
correct.
structure. Yeah, we always have a
Yes,
structure.
of
But
course.
once the couple, gives you that energy, you have to
Yes,
reciprocate. You have to build each other's, motivation and get
correct.
inspired from it. Mm.
In terms of aside from your talent in photography, you also are known for dressing very well. And while you're shooting weddings and events, does suiting up and grooming affect your work in a way?
Yes, actually, when I was starting out, I would just wear a short sleeve or a long sleeve polo shirt. And
Okay.
then after a few hours, I'm gonna get drenched with sweat, no? And
Yes.
then it looks sloppy, and then people parang look at you in a way na parang they're, of course, there's this stereotype na photographers, parang the scalpers, the stuff like that. No, you don't get that respect when you're shooting. Of course, when you have a nice photo, you feel good. But when
Yes.
you're sweating and then you're taking that photo, no,
Correct.
the respect starts deteriorating from people around you. So, but
Yes.
but when you're shooting good, you're feeling good with how you look. People would
Yes.
start to respect you when you're moving around. There's more authority,
Correct.
and plus I get to hide my sweat,
Yes.
under
Also,
my
parang shield
jacket
pala
like
yan,
this.
Parang
Parang
armor.
shield na rin to. Oo.
Oo. And definitely parang ngayon, ang nangyayari is hindi lang yung output ng work mo yung tinitignan, kundi yung ikaw mismo while you are working as well. It's not just the
Right.
bride and groom then kasi that are there, but also other potential clients moving forward.
Yes, if you when you're also dressed well, no, when and then when you start directing them, they would feel na parang, hey, Pat knows what he's talking about, especially
Yes,
when I'm directing the groom, no, or put your hand here para mas bagay si
correct.
jacket, stuff like that.
Yes,
They would trust you even more because the
yes,
way you move, the way you shoot,
yeah.
the way you're dressed, diba? They
The way
they
you
they
present
have this
yourself, yeah.
the way you present yourself. They're already inspired from it, and they would take directions even better.
Correct. Um, with regard to the wedding industry, especially right now, what challenges are the pandemic posing, and in what way is the wedding industry or the wedding photography industry adjusting to the current challenge that we're facing?
Right now, no, what's happening is parang the guest count will
Yes,
drastically lower.
correct,
Now, the advantage is
yes,
there's more time to shoot your couples. Because
correct,
before there's always this big sequence already that you have to do this and do
yes,
this, lots of time pressure. But
yes,
now the focus will all go back to the couple and their pictorial and their photos. So
which is
there's
the most important. Oh,
which is the most important. There's more time to shoot the bride, there's more time to
yes,
shoot the groom, and then
correct,
after the ceremony, most probably a long photo session of making
yes.
them, look good in photos.
Mas focus
Yun.
na sa
Everything will
kanila
be
kasi
trimmed down for sure.
yeah, I
Mm-mm.
saw I saw one of your posts. You said parang it's gonna be the temporary normal, no? So I mean,
Yes.
definitely mag-iiba in terms of the way that you shoot. But I think the way you're saying it now, parang mas magiging beneficial yun for the brides and grooms because talagang the focus will be theirs.
I've had couples na they were already messaging me, emailing me as soon as
Yes,
the lockdown like lowers, no, maging
Yes.
ECQ and
Yes.
a GCQ, and then they would allow like civil weddings, small church weddings, no.
Yes.
The first question they would ask me is, Pat, can we do a long session after the ceremony? Diba?
Correct.
No more reception, just a long
Yes.
session of me and my husband, just
Yes.
tons of photos for good memories
Oh,
and for posterity, of course.
yes, definitely. Um, aside from photography, are you also involved in other business ventures to diversify yung sarili mong portfolio? Could you share with us like ideas? Kasi of course it's also nice to kind of spread your eggs and not just have them in all in one basket.
Right, right. Before I went into photography, I opened a music school. So it's still
Okay.
ongoing. So
Ah,
you can find us in Facebook, World of Music
yes.
Learning Center, and also in IG. And
Okay.
of course, the last couple of years, maraming
Yes.
photographers to train. We also opened the last few years already. It's called Cocoon Studio PH, which
Yes.
caters to anything kiddie related from newborns, events, reggae photos, and portraits. Yeah, so
Okay.
diversifying in a way is still related to the arts, but I
Yes.
guess that's where my expertise is,
Yes.
no? So
Yes.
there.
So parang it becomes a more broader market in a way. In terms of yung dun sa music school na that you have, where is it located? How long has
It's
it been operating?
located here in San Juan Green Hills. It's very near
Okay.
Xavier School and ICA.
Okay. And then how do you do, I mean, what kind of instruments? Is it like all instruments or, I mean, what instruments do
So
you
most of
guys,
the popular instruments like piano, voice, drums, keyboard, guitar, so it's all there. And we're also
okay.
doing online classes now because of the
Nice.
situation, no?
Yes.
Marami nagre-request ng online. So we're there.
Correct.
We just started that a few days ago, and yeah, maganda naman ang feedback. At least
Ah, that's
ongoing
good.
lahat. Mm-mm.
Correct. Yes. Oh, do you have several teachers or instructors who do the training there?
Yes, yes, we have a lot of teachers, around 8 to 9 teachers. We also have arts, painting with
Oh,
teacher
nice.
Jeng. So
Okay.
everything's being done online. Mm.
Yes.
And if
Now
you guys
online
need
na.
a DI, no, for your
Yes.
online dancing Zumba, no,
Also.
pwede rin tayo. I'd
Wow,
pass
nice.
for a DI. Yeah,
Galing.
it's probably my next
Okay.
racket. Mm-mm.
Already, ah. We're looking forward
Oo,
to that, Pat,
kailangan.
ah.
Mm. I hope bumenta.
Definitely. Ano yan? Parang sold out na yun in a few minutes.
Sana, sana.
um, in terms of ano naman, dun sa Cocoon Studio, so like now, what innovations are happening there?
Right now we've been getting a few inquiries. Uso kasi yung yung Zoom pho- photo session eh. So we're looking
Okay,
into
meron
that,
ganun, ah.
how it's
Oh,
gonna
wow,
work.
ah.
Oh,
Okay.
meron eh. Oh. So I guess we open up Zoom and start
Yes.
directing our subjects, the people inquiring. Oh, you do
Right.
this, stuff like that. Para may extra
Correct.
eye. Mm,
Yes, yes. Oo, maganda 'yun. I'm
ganda
sure
rin.
those
Mm.
I think yung mga ganong klaseng para mga ideas that you have that are related to your passion are something that a lot of people should consider kasi parang meron kang expertise, you have this main field that you're working on, but then there are also ancillary or like parang mga side things that you can do to kind of expand your business. Not totally parang shift to a totally different business
Right, right.
model.
Parang the trend will be online nowadays. So I
Yes.
also started this fundraiser for Savior School. It's called
Yes.
KKK. So people can
Okay.
just email me at
Yes. Okay.
patliphotography@gmail.com if you want photography tips,
Yes.
anything photography related. Magpapaturo ko mag-shoot or execute something, whether it's a portrait or still photography. Email
Yes.
me. We'll have a Zoom session. It's a good
Okay.
fundraiser, no? Of course,
Yes.
I'll be charging a little bit, pero for the
Yes.
sake of a good cause.
Cost. Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Final question, Pat. Any advocacies aside from that or other messages that you'd like to share with our viewers at this time?
So right now, it's the advocacy to raise funds for Saviors KKK.
Okay.
Just again, email me anytime through IG, Facebook, and then hopefully, we get to do a one-on-one hangout and talk about
Yes.
anything photography related.
Okay. Maraming salamat for your time, Pat. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate you suiting up and
Thank
doing
you.
this for us.
Anytime.
We've learned a lot. Maraming salamat. Stay safe,
Welcome,
man.
welcome. Thank you for having me. Stay safe, guys.